It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everyone. Tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. For Philadelphia. In preseason, we saw them fine-tune their chemistry and timing, but you never really know how far you've come until the regular season begins. Should be an exciting challenge as they look for their first win of the year. And you love the build-up to a new season. Lots of anticipation. Shaq, what are you looking for?
There were some VIMs this offseason.
Very interesting moves on that.
Oh, you like that? Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. And you got to understand that kind of shift, that right.
Well, thank you, David. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question, I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony out there with Whiteside, and it's Hood in at the 3. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
Now here's Simmons. Goes to the reverse layup and puts it in.
It really is a thing of beauty watching Simmons in screen and roll situations. I mean, he's a manipulative master when it comes to tearing apart the defense.
Here's Lillard. He had 13 points in the win against the Bulls in Chicago. Simmons against Lillard. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line. Excellent
Concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
Clark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you've got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia.
McCollum against Richardson. Outside, Simmons. Banked in off the glass. Simmons got his third basket of the night right there.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
McCollum passes to Whiteside. Lillard outside. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Harris, a shake.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Whiteside kicks to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Here's Simmons, and the layup's good off the glass. Simmons got 9.
You know, what touch from the Australian native, Ben Simmons. I mean, he's so good at staying under control even when facing physical contact.
Now here's McCollum, and he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Pass to Whiteside, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one on Embiid.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Here's Horford. 11 points for him in that last game against the Raptors in Toronto. Down low. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Pass to Lillard. Fires for three. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Now Simmons. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend him.
Hood kicks to Lillard. Outside Anthony. The three. That one, no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers. Oh, that was terrific!
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
West Coast, we brand, we post, then travel off as the globe, turn that loud as it goes, big counting pounds of euros, I can't be playing with these,
And a chance to check out the stats for Richardson. Last year, getting it done. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Lillard, the pass to Whiteside. And that one drops. Whiteside's got 7.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Simmons against Lillard. Simmons passes to Harris. Floats it up for Horford. The shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way. Over in the corner, Lillard. McCollum trying to get open. And Damian Lillard, good for the 3. 9 points in the game so far.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Back to Horford. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's McCollum. No points in the game yet for him. The shot by Lillard, wide open. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Simmons passes to Harris. In the corner, Horford with it. Nailed from three-point land. The Trailblazers have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. McCollum with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up. Lillard misses.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Poked loose and stolen by Lillard. It's Anthony with the drive. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Simmons passes to Richardson. Ball's knocked loose.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
From 10 feet out, and the basket by McCollum. And it's a three-point Trailblazer lead.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of microanalysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. Scott comes in for Joel Embiid, and it's Korkmaz in for Richardson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Skal Labissière's checked in for Whiteside. Mario Hezonja comes in for Anthony. Little, he's checked in for Rodney Hood, and it's Kent Bazemore in for McCollum. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Portland?
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Lillard against Simmons. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 14.
Well, you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Pass to Horford. Simmons with it. 13 points in the game. And then jammed down right over Labissière.
You know, guys, we know Simmons most enjoys getting others involved, but he's showing you he can have huge nights himself as well.
Now, here's Lillard, and there's the pass to Bazemore. Shot clock at 5. Here's Little. Off the mark and a bad shot there.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 15. Here's Horford. Over Labissière. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Portland leading. And here is Hezonja. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Here's Scott, and it's Scott with the jam.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And so here's Portland. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Hezonja finds Labissière. It's good.
Intensity is necessary to be effective, and love the intensity that Labissière plays with. Once he sets the screen, he slashes to the basket with rapid-fire quickness.
Now here's Simmons. The dish now to Harris. Little comes with a double team. Left side, Scott. And Labissière sends it back.
Got to be cautious and careful when Labissière is in the area. I mean, his shot blocking skills, superb.
And it's Harris with the ball for the 76ers. Trailing by 2.
He's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Here's Simons. Here's Azania. And it's good, 2 points. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
And being that he's 6'8", Hazonia is really a menace inside. He gets his shot up easily in the paint area.
Pass to Korkmaz. Back to Horford. Horford double team. And there's the feed to Scott. Horford trying to free himself up. That one goes in.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Scott's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Here's Simons, guarded by Simmons. Now here's Little. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Labissiere, no good. Here's Korkmaz. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Labissiere, no good. The 76ers lead. Now Harris. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto. One second left, and that's 2 points on the layup. Harris has got 5.
Boy, this is the threat that Harris poses now. He's a scorer from every level. Inside, three-point land, and at the rim.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Philadelphia ahead as they end the first quarter on a 12-4 run. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
Tobias Harris is out there with Scott. Then there's Ben Simmons. Then it's Ennis. And it's Thibault in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his first foul. To the paint. Here's Simmons. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got his 7th assist in the game.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Here's Simons. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Bazemore passes to Labissiere. And Labissiere throws it down.
Getting the shot to go even with the contact, that's excellent concentration from Labissiere.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the 2nd straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Richardson comes in for Ben Simmons. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Passes to Embiid. Back to Ennis. He kicks it to Embiid. Richardson outside. 5 on the clock. Thibault, the pass to Scott. Over Little. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. So for the Trailblazers, Whiteside's checked in for Labissiere. Anthony comes in for Little. Rodney Hood subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Here's Simons. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. The 76ers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. And Coach Brown Clark captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Now, here's Scott, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Richardson with it. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Raptors in Toronto. Count it, good. Embiid's got 4 points in the quarter.
This is where Embiid burns you the most. I mean, mainly because of his size and such a soft touch.
Pass to Simons. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Ennis kicks to Richardson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one's on Anthony. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. Now, here's Lillard. He's got 14. Inside, here's Whiteside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And it's been talked about for some time, but last summer the Heat finally decided to pull the trigger on Hassan Whiteside. Traded to Portland for Leonard and Harkless. Whiteside and the Heat had soured on each other in the trade, a chance for both sides to have a fresh start.
Here's Thibault. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Scott. The shot's good. Scott's got the lead up to 6 now for the 76ers.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Cullen passes to Whiteside. Good D by Embiid. The 76ers have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. This is to Richardson. The pass to Thibault. Back to Richardson. Embiid trying to break loose. Thibault can't get it to go. Well, it was the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Raptors. Hood can't get it to go.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Richardson. Rebounded by Anthony. Trailblazers trail by 6. Hood kicks to Whiteside. Pass to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. From 13, Here's Whiteside, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Here's Thibault. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. It's McCollum on the wing, and he's good on the 3-ball.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Now, here's Scott. 6 points for him. Lobbed up there for Embiid. Thibault can't get it to go. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. They trail by 1. Anthony's shot is off.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
For Portland, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Cullen passes to Whiteside. Here's Lillard. Out smash from Hood. Whiteside dishes to McCollum. Takes a 3. And the Trailblazers another 3.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Now, here's Richardson. Passes it to Embiid. And nothing is falling for him right now. For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against Chicago. Outside Anthony. Pass to Hood. The elbow, it's Whiteside. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Thibault can't get it to go.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
The 76ers trail by 4. And here's Richardson. The pass to Ennis. Pass to Embiid. Over Whiteside. Embiid, no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Anthony finds McCollum. To Anthony. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Boy, the Sixers have come a long way in a short period of time. I mean, 2 years after finishing as the 4th worst team in the league, guys, they came within a few points of making the Eastern Conference Final.
Tobias Harris is checked in for Philadelphia. And then for the Trailblazers, Mario Hezonja's checked in for Anthony. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Rodney Hood. Now here's McCollum. Here's Whiteside, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
And Simmons, he's checked in for Embiid. Here's Richardson. Korkmaz kicks to Richardson. Passes it to Simmons. 6 to shoot. Here's Harris. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And that's now 9 points for Tobias Harris. And the Sixers team has championship aspirations. Clark, can they make it out of the East, do you think?
Yeah, I think this Sixers team, guys, is very much capable of being an Eastern Conference champion. I mean, We forget about all the midseason trades they had a season ago. They didn't have a lot of time to ferment and gel. I think with a full season, training camp and a full season, with the players they have, they're going to be a force in the East for several years.
And here's McCollum after Josh Richardson was able to get the triple. Lillard from outside. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth. And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Bazemore. Lillard surveying the D. Richardson against McCollum. That one's off, still out of sync.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
To the middle, Horford, and the dunk by Horford.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Here's Azania. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Got that bucket in no time at all. McCollum's got 11 points.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Pass to Horford. There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Here's Simmons. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Whiteside. In the corner, Bazemore with it. And Portland again with the bucket.
Love how Hazonia sets up his teammates, tees them up nicely, and he's all for getting his guys going.
Simmons passes to Richardson. On the way, Harris. There's the pass to Korkmaz. And again, unable to change momentum here. Lasagna, the pass to Whiteside. A floater, and Lillard lays it up and in. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
I like when Lillard gets a little tricky with it. Outstanding at measuring the floater and dropping it in.
And so it's Portland bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly. And so far, he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Shaq, how do you think the Trailblazers were playing?
Great production out of Lillard tonight, but you know he's a top 10 scorer pretty much every year. One of the most confident players in the game.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
I felt they had a lack of intensity defensively. They gave up way too many threes. I mean, somebody needs to pull out the fire because this fire is out of control, and it certainly wasn't because of their defense.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Whiteside is out there with Anthony, and it's Hood in at small forward. Now, here's Lillard. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
McCollum against Richardson. 5 to shoot. Outside Hood.
Boy, outstanding hustle from Harris on the defensive end. They're doing a good job to alter shots with that activity. Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Portland leading by 5. Well, the last few years, we've seen a huge improvement from Tobias Harris's shooting the deep ball.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. He went from not really having a reliable outside shot to being a 40% shooter from outside the arc. It's opened up a lot for the rest of his game, and it's a big reason why he scored over 20 points a game last year.
Philadelphia shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And Simmons kicks to Harris. Popped up there for Embiid. And stolen by Whiteside. Looking to end his cold spell. He's off on that one. Some solid defense from Harris. Fast break. Here we go. He lobs it up. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And Hood the bucket on the assist by Lillard. Hood's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Here's Simmons, and then Simmons slams it in.
Simmons putting his outstanding athleticism to use on that drive. A remarkable penetrator who knows exactly how to carve up the defense.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 11. And McCollum with the slam.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Simmons, and Whiteside sends it back.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
It's tipped. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. And a wide open look for McCollum. That one off the back iron and out. Here's Simmons. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. That's 23 points for Ben Simmons.
Sensational speed by Simmons, trucking it down the court and beating everybody.
And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense. And it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And the Trailblazers lead by 11. Richardson against McCollum. Outside, Simmons. To the inside. It's stolen by Anthony. And again, Portland running the court in transition. Elbow shot. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 6 here in this quarter. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
And Richardson drops them both. Trailblazers leading by 11. Simons surveying the D. Here's McCollum. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They host the Kings after this game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Richardson right side. The shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Pass to Simons. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Simons has got his second basket of the night.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Bible nails the baby hook.
An elite distributor for a big man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Now here's McCollum. 17 points in the game, and the basket is good. McCollum's got 19 points.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Thibault. He's guarded by McCollum. Stolen by McCollum. Now here's Little. Tight defense on him. Good on the shot.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
The 76ers trail by 15. Thibault, the pass to Horford. Here's Thibault. Back to Horford. Over McCollum. Again, Philadelphia.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
Feeds it to McCollum. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Boy, he's playing out of his head, nailing everything. And the defense is scrambling to try to stop him right now, and so far, no go.
Now, here's Richardson. 11 points in the game. Passes it to Embiid. To the wing on the left. Just 5 to shoot. Yep, that one goes in there. Thibault's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, the floor awareness and passing ability of Embiid, very impressive, and he continues to grow as a passer.
Here's Simons. Off target from outside. For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Mario Hezonja's checked in for Skal Labissiere. And it's Kent Bazemore in for C.J. McCollum. Now, here's Richardson. He's got 13. He's looking for Horford and finds him. Pass to Korkmaz. From deep three-point range, they get it back. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, he was the third pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships at Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Chalk up 2 there. Hezonja's got 6.
Boy, you got to really get into Hezonja's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
Richardson outside to the left wing. The kick out to Scott to the right side. Here's Korkmaz. And finished off by Horford.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D. And it's 8 points for Carmelo Anthony. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Here's Simons. Richardson covering. Simons, the pass to Carmelo. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. For Portland, they haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. And he shows the focus there. Nails the technical. Clark, you know, some players just don't need a lot of rest. They can play basketball all day, every day, and don't want to be taken out. They've all got a lot of engine in them.
Yeah, they do. 24/7 guys, we call them. They don't need a lot of fuel, and it seems like they never are out of fuel. Guys like Paul George and Russell Westbrook come to mind.
The 76ers trail by 14. Richardson outside. Here's Ennis. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 11 rebounds in the game. Simons, the pass to Whiteside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Richardson.
You know, guys, you got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Damian Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. Scott finds Horford. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Whiteside, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Ennis passes to Horford. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Bazemore against Richardson. Now Bazemore. And the pass to Little. 4 on the clock. Kept alive. Second chance shot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Harris is checked in for the 76ers. Simmons comes in for Richardson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Rodney Hood's checked in for Hazanya. Pass to Harris. Outside, Simmons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his first personal.
Well, I'll tell you what, the combination of speed, mobility, and strength that Simmons has is special with a 6'9" frame. He's terrific at using all of that to bully defenses.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Korkmaz, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Lillard from outside, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Harris has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
You can't give up this kind of positioning, not to a guy like Simmons. I mean, all you're asking for is to get burned if you do.
Lillard against Simmons. Lillard outside. Hands the 12-footer. Lillard's got 21.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And Coach Brett Brown with some words for his players.
You're going to take everything you got.
The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. They've got Scott, Korkmaz is out there with Ben Simmons. Then there's Horford. And it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Passes it to Bazemore. Shot clock at 6. He tries for 3. Little can't hit.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And it's Simmons penetrating. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Damian Lillard.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
Trailblazers leading by 8. And Bazemore kicks to Whiteside. Scott against Lillard. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep, forget about it, Kevin. I mean, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
And stolen by Hood. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
I think one of the best ways, guys, to score in transition is that quick hitter after the first burst.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Nasir Little picks one up.
Sometimes you just have no way of stopping Simmons on the interior. I mean, he's a very skilled player who gets these calls routinely.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers.
And the free throw shooting has been excellent tonight. And how often do we get to say that?
He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a 3 yet after the tremendous first half he had.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GM.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Hood, the pass to Lillard. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Horford.
He's tried to get it going, but the shot simply have...
Are you kidding me? The slashability of Simmons. Really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive, cutting mentality.
Lillard against Simmons. Now, here's Whiteside. He's guarded closely. On the top of the key. Portland, no good that time either.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Korkmaz passes to Horford. Kicks it to Simmons. On the wing, Harris. Covered by Hood. Just 5 on the clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Simmons. Here's Embiid. Good work defensively by Whiteside. And so Bazemore will bring it up for Portland. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Simmons. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Nasir Little picks one up.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Anthony comes in for Little, and it's C.J. McCollum in for Kent Bazemore. Whiteside with it. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
Thibault, the pass to Embiid, and stolen by Whiteside. Here's Hood. It's hauled in by Harris. The 76ers trail by 9. And here they go. Here's Thibault. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Anthony's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And it's Lillard missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And now Portland on the break. Anthony leading the charge. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeded and slam dunk by Harris. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 13 assists. Portland leading by 7. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Good with it. Outguarded by Simmons. Back to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Here's Simmons. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Portland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Lillard. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Simmons. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Simmons got 38 points.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Was shot missing. Simmons with the defensive effort. And Simmons slams it in.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
McCollum dishes to Lillard. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half. Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Thibault, the pass to Simmons. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. The 76ers making a switch here. Richardson's checked in.
Josh Richardson.
Trailblazers leading by 3. McCollum passes to Whiteside. Lillard against Simmons. That one wide left.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it's...
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up? And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin, there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for...
Oh!
My goodness.
Ooh, I guess he didn't appreciate getting scored on that last strip.
I guess not. He threw it down right on top of him.
How about that guy's a big-time answer? He says, you think you can score on me? Prepare for posterization.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Hood, the pass to Whiteside. And the rejection by Embiid.
Look at this combination of reach and timing. It makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for points.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Offensive rebound. Right side, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
First free throw is good.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Josh Richardson.
And Richardson drops them both. Trailblazers trail by 3. Lillard outside. Kicks it out to McCollum. Gets the three-pointer to fall. McCollum's got 15 points in just the second half.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Richardson against McCollum. Outside, Simmons. Embiid trying to break loose. And that one's good. Simmons got 48.
Yeah, he's been a monster here in this fourth quarter. 8 of 10 from the floor.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Poked away. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
That's the hood. A floater. That shot, no good. And the 76ers go the other way with it.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And guys, you've seen it countless times in a close game. Hustle plays can really make the difference.
Here is Lillard. Shoots over Embiid. Count it. And the 76ers lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Damian Lillard.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough. Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher. And Coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
There's a minute 47 left in the fourth. And the jam by Whiteside.
If the keys to your offense are in Lillard's hands, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Check out how well he runs the pick and roll there. That's just a perfect way to play.
Richardson the pass to Embiid. That 3 off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Lillard, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Harris.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
And he ends up making the second, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
Outside, Simmons. To the middle. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 6 points for Joel Embiid.
What confidence from Joel Embiid. Knocked that one down in a clutch situation.
Lillard outside. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Simmons against Whiteside. Now the pass to Embiid. Back to Simmons. It's Richardson on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Really good job on the inside that time. I mean, he had to work for that rebound. He got it done.
It's McCollum on the wing. Over Simmons. That one a little long. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, tough break for him there. But they'd have a tough time coming back from this deficit no matter who's on the floor.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. Polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight. because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Lillard finds Hood. And it's Little atop the key. Pass to Lillard. Hood for three. They grab their own miss. From deep. It's off. So the 76ers win it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Al. Big offensive night for you. How were you able to get to your spots where you like to score?
Guys were just finding me, and so it kind of freed me up a little bit and allowed me to get more shots. And we were flying around the whole game.
When you guys move the ball, one of the best teams in the league, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For great...